You look at your hairbrush and your heart sinks. You see it in the shower drain, you see it on your pillow, and you see it every time you catch your reflection under the harsh lights of a bathroom. Your first instinct is to panic. You go to the store, you search the internet, and you buy another bottle of Biotin. You buy the gummies, the high-dose capsules, and the expensive serums. You're waiting for the miracle that will stop the shedding and bring back the thickness you had 10 years ago. But week after week, nothing changes. I am here to tell you something that the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. You cannot grow a garden in concrete. If your scalp is tight, stressed, and starved of blood flow, all the biotin in the world is just expensive, unabsorbed waste. Before you spend another $1 on vitamins, I want you to perform a simple 5-second check that tells you more about your hair than any blood test ever could. Reach up right now and press your fingertips into the very top of your head, then move them down to the base of your neck. Try to move the skin. Does it feel soft, thick, and pliable? Or does it feel like you're wearing a helmet that's 2 sizes too small? Does the skin feel locked down against your skull, tight and thin? This is what I call a stress scalp, and it is the physical manifestation of a nervous system that has forgotten how to relax. If your scalp felt like a helmet, I want you to perform one more check to see how deep this tension goes. Stand up and press your hand flat against your midsection, right between your ribs and your belly button. Is that area soft and yielding like a pillow, or is it firm and resistant like a basketball? If you have a helmet scalp and a basketball belly, you aren't just losing hair. Your body is in a state of high alert survival. It has literally shunted blood flow away from your non-essential tissues, like your hair follicles, to protect your vital organs from perceived stress. Today, we are going to talk about the vascular shunt. I'm going to show you why biotin is the wrong tool for a circulation problem, how high cortisol is physically choking your hair follicles, and the 3-step protocol to soften your scalp and flip the switch from shedding back to growing. Why is your scalp so tight? It's a process called the Galea aponeurotica tension. There is a thin layer of fibrous tissue that covers the top of your skull. When you're under chronic stress, whether it's from work, poor sleep, or hormonal shifts, your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight branch, stays active. This causes the tiny muscles around your scalp and neck to contract. Over months and years, this constant tension pulls that fibrous layer tight. It compresses the tiny capillaries, the microscopic blood vessels that feed your hair follicles. Think of your hair follicle as a tiny factory. For that factory to produce a strong, thick strand of hair, it needs a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients. When the helmet scalp takes over, you're essentially cutting off the fuel line to the factory. No matter how much biotin you have in your blood, it can't get to the root of the problem if the blood vessels are squashed flat. But it's not just tension, it's chemistry. After 35, as our estrogen begins to decline, we lose the hormonal shield that keeps our tissues soft and our circulation robust. At the same time, our cortisol levels tend to rise. Cortisol is a vasoconstrictor. It makes blood vessels smaller. High cortisol combined with high insulin from our modern diet creates a perfect storm of inflammation at the scalp level. This inflammation miniaturizes the hair follicles, making each new hair thinner and weaker until it eventually stops growing altogether. You don't need more vitamins. You need to change the environment of your scalp. Here is your 3-step circulation reset protocol. Step 1 is the supplement strike. For the next 30 days, I want you to stop buying and taking biotin or any hair growth gummies. We need to clear the noise. Biotin is a B vitamin that is rarely deficient in the Western diet. If you have a stressed scalp, the biotin isn't reaching the follicle anyway. By pausing the supplements, we are focusing all your body's energy on the physical reset. We are also going to eliminate the liquid carb triggers, alcohol and fruit juices, which spike your insulin and create the systemic inflammation that tightens your tissues. We are clearing the metabolic traffic jam so your blood flow can actually return to your skin. Step 2 is the circulation anchor. We need to physically unlock the helmet. Every single day, I want you to perform a 5-minute scalp decompression. Use the pads of your fingers, not your nails, and firmly make circular motions over your entire scalp. Do not just rub the hair. You want to feel the skin moving over the bone. Focus specifically on the base of your skull and the temples. This physical manipulation signals the nervous system to release the tension in that fibrous layer. Pair this with 45 minutes of Zone 2 walking, 4 times a week. This isn't just steps. Brisk walking at a conversational pace is the best way to improve peripheral circulation. It forces your heart to pump blood all the way to the edges of your body, your fingertips, your toes, and your scalp. This is how you feed the follicles naturally. Step 3 is the 16-8 metabolic reset. We have to lower the insulin floor. When your insulin is high, your body is in storage mode for fat, but shutdown mode for repair. By creating a 16-hour overnight fast, finishing dinner by 7-9 p.m., and eating at 11 a.m., you allow your insulin and cortisol levels to hit their lowest baseline. This 16-hour window is when your body focuses on cellular repair and the brake pedal of the vagus nerve finally engages, allowing the blood vessels in your scalp to dilate and finally deliver nutrients to those starving follicles. How do you know if it's working? I don't want you to count every hair in the drain. That only spikes your cortisol further. Instead, I want you to track the texture of health. Every Sunday morning, perform the scalp press test. You should feel the skin becoming more mobile, thicker, and more squishy under your fingers. Simultaneously, perform the belly press test. As your system calms down, that basketball will soften into a pillow. When the basketball softens and the helmet unlocks, you know the blood flow has returned. You'll notice that your scalp feels less sore or sensitive, and within 4 to 6 weeks, you should see a significant decrease in daily shedding. Actual regrowth takes time, but by changing the environment now, you are ensuring that the hair that does grow is thick and strong. Please remember, if you have sudden patchy hair loss, or if your scalp is red, scaly, or bleeding, you must see a dermatologist. These can be signs of autoimmune issues that require medical treatment. But for the vast majority of women over 40, hair thinning is a circulation and stress problem, not a vitamin deficiency. Stop trying to fix a plumbing problem with a pill. Unlock the helmet, clear the liver, and give your body the safety signal it needs to grow. Tell me in the comments, was your scalp tight or soft when you checked just now? And did your belly feel like a basketball? Let's start the reset together. If this helped you understand why your hair care routine hasn't been working, hit the like button and subscribe. In our next video, we're going to talk about the 4 p.m. bloat and why you look 6 months pregnant by the end of the day, even if you had a healthy lunch. Your hair is a reflection of your health. It's time to nourish it from the inside out. I'll see you in the next video.